radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Welcome, Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah. How you doing? How you doing? All right, today's Tuesday, October 19th, 2021. 291 days into the new year, only 74 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of nowhere, a total undisclosed location. But it is beautiful. I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and Un-X, premiering October 31st. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, Race Hobbs. How is everybody doing? All right, we just announced right before showtime, Anjali has canceled. I literally got the cancellation about a half hour before showtime. And it was about 45 minutes. So I was like, okay, all right. Well, you know, stuff happens. And but we weren't going to have a Fadernight this week, so let's just do a Fadernight. We'll do that tonight. Open lines all night long. And we'll do an AMA. And hold on for a second. Hold on. I've got to respond to this text. Stay with me. All right. Oh, man. So I was like, you know what? Let's do an AMA. Let's do an AMA. We haven't done an AMA in a year. So let's we'll do that. We'll do open lines, and the show must go on. It's really not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a big deal for those that were coming in hoping for an ET contact update. But that's not happening, at least not happening tonight. And there you go. Okay. So for everybody that's here tonight for Anjali, Anjali has canceled. All right. Now you can save all the drama and soap opera for later, but it's not going to happen here. And oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. This is just getting interesting by the minute. Okay. All right. So back to what I was saying. Oh, an AMA. We'll do some open lines. We'll goof around, and we'll have a good time tonight. Okay. And there you go. I had a crazy busy day today. Oh, tomorrow night, Jacques Vallée is here. Going to be talking about his new book, Trinity. Thursday night, Linda Moulton Howe is back. And I didn't get a chance. I had a crazy day today. I didn't get a chance to listen to or watch Bob Salas and his press conference from the National Press Club. And so I didn't get a chance to see that. If you did, let me know what you think, and you can call into the show tonight. We can talk about it. So that is that. I will be something in my throat. Why is it that lately I drink so much water, well, coffee too as well, but I never have issues before showtime. Now all of a sudden the last couple of nights, like weird, just weird. Never had that happen. I've never cleared my throat on the air until this week, and it's disgusting. Never do that on the air. Okay. I will be at the Starworks USA UFOs All the Above and Beyond Conference this November 12th through the 14th in Laughlin, Nevada. Look forward to seeing all of you at the Aquarius Hotel and Casino. Jacques Vallée, who's going to be with us tomorrow night, he will be there. Paul Hynek, Grant Cameron's coming in via the intranet. From Canada, Colin Andrews, Jaime Masson, and 10 other amazing speakers. So come and hang out with us. Tickets and info right at starworksusa.com. All right, you can follow me on Twitter at jchurchradio, at jchurchradio. Hashtag F2b is the sandbox right here on Twitter. Tonsils? No, not tonsils. I've got tonsils, though. I've got tonsils. All the things that kids got done to them when we were kids, tonsils, I never got tonsillitis, never got tonsillectomy. Nope. Everybody else got their tonsils removed. Wisdom teeth, all of that, no, didn't happen. Not to me. Didn't happen until I was an adult. Braces, didn't get braces. Appendicitis, appendectomy, nope, never happened to me. I've got no scars. None of that stuff happened to me growing up. I was really jealous. Oh, man, I got my tonsils out. I got to take a week off of school. I wanted that action. Never got it. Oh, man, I got my wisdom teeth. I got to take a week off of school. I never got that action. I never got braces. I was never the cool kid with braces growing up. I got braces when I was 30, 35, 30, right in there. That's when I got braces. That's when I got my wisdom teeth pulled. I missed all the cool action that all the other kids got. All right. So no, could be tonsils because I still have them. That's what's in your throat. Kaz, now I get it. That's actually funny. That's well done. Okay, where I'm at. Let's get to the breaking news. Engineers have unboxed the James Webb Space Telescope. They did all of this down in French Guiana and will now prepare it for launch. The $10 billion successor to the Hubble Observatory arrived at Europe's Kourou spaceport 5 days ago after being shipped via UPS from the U.S. That's right, free shipping. Came from Amazon. That's right. The ESA is a Amazon Prime member. It's now been relieved of its transport container. That's right. That Amazon shipping box that you have way too many of in your garage. Now they've got a big one down there in French Guiana. And it has been tilted up and raised vertical to allow pre-flight checks to begin before its launch coming up December 18th, 2021. Also, more telescope ESA news twice in one news day. The European Space Agency, ESA, that is an Amazon Prime member, nearly lost Integral, a veteran space telescope, last month when a charged particle disabled one of the reaction wheels that keeps its solar arrays pointed to the sun. I'm not making this up. A charged particle took down the telescope. The incident led to a race against the clock as ground controllers had only 3 hours of battery time, that's it, to find a solution before Integral completely lost power. All of this, the ESA revealed in a statement issued yesterday, Monday, October 18th. Big telescope news. I'm excited for the James Webb. The James Webb. One of the things that the James Webb is going to give us is ET. You watch. We're going to get exoplanets flooding in. I'm going to guess. I'm going to say that the astronomers around the world are not going to be able to keep up with all the exoplanets that are going to be discovered, and they all have to be cataloged and registered. And I'm telling you, it's going to be like 1,000 a day. That's right. I'm excited. Now, the Nebra sky disk. Now, I want somebody to post it up on Twitter here so I can get it retweeted. I bet it's Kaz. Kaz will be first. Hairband 80 stuff, Frank Zappa. Oh, is that what you want to discuss tonight? Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. The Nebra sky disk is something that I've researched over the years and fascinated with. It's about this big, right? Looks like a plate. And it's kind of like a turquoise, green, blue color. And then it's got stars. Yeah, it's got things on it. Well, it's an ancient object thought to be the world's oldest map of the stars. It will go on display at the British Museum. The disk is believed to be 3,600 years old, dating back to the Bronze Age. It was unearthed in Germany in 1999 and is considered one of the most important archaeological finds of the 20th century. But, and there's always a but, its discovery has also been controversial, with a small number of scholars out there disputing its authenticity. It's fake. It's a hoax. It's not real. But it is. I think it is. It was found with a metal detector by two illegal treasure hunters, top of this hill, right, going through, and they find the disc. The disc gets hidden. They find swords. They find axes. All of this dated back to 3,600, right? Or 3,600 years ago, back to the Bronze Age. It all made sense. But then the police raided and found it in a sting. That's right. But it's going to be on display at the British Museum, along with their Stonehenge exhibit. It's going to be displayed for about 6 months. It's going to be really cool throughout 2022. All right. Well, criminals appear to have stolen some $35 million from a United Arab Emirates bank with the help of AI. That's right. AI enhanced voice simulation. All of this according to an article in Forbes magazine and a report and an investigation. The deep faked vocals were used to fool a bank employee into thinking he was handing over the cash to the director of the bank, on behalf of a legitimate business transaction associated with that bank. The stolen cash was funneled to a number of bank accounts scattered around the world. Two of those accounts were right here in the United States of America. That's right. Well, that was only $400,000 of the cash. Absolutely crazy. You knew the deep fake. You knew the stuff. You knew it. It was going to surface. You know, and it was one thing. I was freaking out. Like, what if somebody took like Kim Fatty Fat, Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong, what's his name? Kim Jong-il, Kim Fatty Fat, you know, some deep fake. I'm firing missiles today. right? And that's what I was afraid of. Something like that. But nah, criminals, there's no money in that. Just use it to steal $35 million. Well played. All right. Let's get this show cracking. Thank you, Kaz. See, that's what I'm talking about. Kaz is quick. Kaz is quick. The Nebra Sky Disc, right? Sky Disc. Yeah, there you go. Here it is, everybody. Check it out. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just something seems right to me about this. It just seems right. Seems correct. If you're gonna fake it, they would make it look better. This is just too cool. Love that, man. That's just awesome. Let's get the show cracking. Happy birthday to today, Trey Parker. Today, 52 years old, South Park. John Favreau. Today is 55. All right, I'm just going to say it. He made the list because of Mandalorian. That's it. John Lithgow. Today is 76. And guitarist Patrick Simmons of the Doobie Brothers is 73. Unbelievable. Our dead guy's birthday today is Peter Tosh, 1944 to 1987, died at the age of 42. Peter was a Jamaican reggae musician, and along with Bob Marley and Bunny Wailer, he was one of the core members of the band The Wailers from 1963 to 1976, after which he established himself as a successful solo artist and a promoter of Rastafari. Now, here's the deal. Get Up, Stand Up is a song written by Bob Marley and Peter Tosh. It originally appeared on the Wailers' 1973 album Burnin'. It was recorded and played live in numerous versions by Bob Marley and the Wailers, along with solo versions by Peter. Absolutely. That's the tune, right? On September 11th, 1987, just after Peter had returned to his home in Jamaica, a 3-man gang came into his house. They were riding motorcycles, demanding money. They took several hostages and just started shooting up his home, started shooting up the place, shooting everywhere. And Peter was shot twice in the head and died. So I'm going to leave that right there. Get up, stand up. Happy birthday, Peter. On this day in history, 1982, I will never forget the first time I saw the video, the undercover video, the black and white video, the FBI agents. 1982, John DeLorean is arrested in a $24 million cocaine deal gone bad. Unreal. Remember, he's sitting on that love seat, and it turns out to be the feds. Remember his face? Yeah, incredible. But he was acquitted. Fader fact. This is a fact. David Bowie considered becoming a Buddhist monk, and he was serious about it. He studied for a few months in 1967 before a Lama told him, "Dude, you got pipes." That's right. That's what the Lama said. The Lama said, "Dude, you've got pipes. Now go follow your dreams. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go be a musician." That's a fact. That's a fact. Almost became a Buddhist monk. Well, tonight, Anjali was supposed to be here. She canceled right before showtime. So if you were here to get an update on ET contact and disclosure, it's not going to happen tonight. But we will hopefully reschedule Anjali very soon. So I decided that the show must go on. So tonight we're going to do a Fadernight, and we will do open lines all night long. What I want you to do is I want to do an AMA too as well. And we're going to do that. So post your questions at me at hashtag F2BQ, right? Fade to Black questions, hashtag F2BQ. You can probably put them in hashtag F2B. I may see it. You can tweet me directly, but that also is just too fast. I won't be able to keep up with it. So use hashtag F2BQ. I'll check that first. It's right in front of me. Twitter is always live to my right. Okay? And I've also got the YouTube chat. And so you YouTubers can post questions over in the YouTube chat. I'm over here goofing around right now. And let's see. Stand up for Peter, you dang Skippy. That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, I'll try to. I mean, YouTube just goes by so fast. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to redo it. Maybe Bill or somebody over in, who do we have over there tonight? We got Bill. Who's moderating? Bill, are you in here by yourself? Oh, there's Cristina Gomez. Yeah, I don't think Cristina. Jimmy is always talking about Twitter. Missy, I'm talking about you right now, Missy. Little Missy. Missy C. I wonder what the C's for. I always think, no, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say what I was thinking. So there you go. All right. Jimmy, straight up question. Do you believe Anjali's story? Are we going to start off like that? Okay. All right. Fair enough. I hope she's right. I hope. That's all I can say. It's not a matter of belief. It's not. That's a tough call. But it better go down, right? It better go down. That's it, and that's what I've said to her, and I've said it to many others. It just better go down. It's supposed to happen in 2021. There can't be any excuses. None. Oh, they moved out. No, that ain't going to fly. They were here. No, that ain't going to fly. No, the government found out about it. Wayne's Ranch, his house was, nope. It's got to go down. It's got to go down. It cannot be a Geraldo Rivera moment with Al Capone safe. It can't be that. No, it can't. It's just got to go down. So let's hope that it does. Okay? All right? I mean, I think we all know that we're on the verge of disclosure, right? And for some of us, disclosure is already happened. And we've made great strides. I'll talk more about this after the break, but I remember specifically a few events in my life where I brought up UFOs and ET and contact and things with different members of journalism and broadcasting, and it was just bad news. I mean, I had somebody say to me, I don't even think I've ever said this on the air. I had somebody say to me, when I said, "Man, I'm gonna do a show about UFOs. I'm gonna do conspiracy." This person who, in the media here in Los Angeles, just on talk radio, I can't say who it is. Doesn't matter. Who did talk radio and also classic rock DJ, right? Said to me, UFOs and radio are the kiss of death. I was like, what? Just do it, and you are moved over to a segment of broadcast radio, and you will never be heard from again. That's where you go when you are done, when you are finished. You go to UFOs. I went, no, it's not that kind of party. It's not that kind of party. I'm going to do it. And this and this person said, this is not the unwritten rule. This is the written rule in broadcast radio. I was like, what? It's in the book? It's in the rule book? It is. And so then I went down to man, I can't really say, but a broadcast facility down south of Marina Del Rey. And I go in and I meet with the guy that's running this facility. And I said, hey, I want to do a show about UFOs and conspiracy. Not here, man. Wait a minute, you invited me down here. Yeah, but that was about sports. We can do that. I was like, what? What about UFOs? No. You need your parking validated. It's like, wow, that was quick. Can't have that be that kind of moment. So with Anjali, I just hope that I hope that it's all real. I hope. I don't believe. I just hope. It would be a great moment. So we'll see. We'll see. With that, let's take a break. Tonight, we are doing a Fadernight. We're doing an AMA. We're doing all kinds of fun things. Any questions? Post it right over here. Let's see. All right, Bill. Bill, you need to repost the questions for me so I can see them here in YouTube. I'll swing back over there in a minute. I'm over here on Twitter. And anything just posted, hashtag F2b or hashtag F2BQ. All right. I'll be right back after this short break. This is Fade to Black. Stay with us.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from Rivermoon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all Rivermoon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2B Blend for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
This is the only way forward. This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, folks. It's troubling times, and fear is pushing emotions, which in turn pushes health the wrong direction. Do you ever get an ache because life is uneasy? Try Life Change Tea at wtih.com. Life Change Tea works on your digestive tract, helping to move food through quicker and comfortably so your health is spot on. Life Change Tea may not help with world issues, but it will help with your digestive issues. A glass a day helps keep the intruders away. So, change your life today. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. If your health game is off, get on by ordering Life Change Tea. Getthetea.com. And while you're on our site, look around at the great non-GMO organic supplements. And if you're a sales shopper, go to our specials page and see what's for you. I've been drinking the tea for 12 years and I'm sure glad for its health benefits. Again, that's getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. The tea that makes you go.
Fadernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Yes, if you are here tonight for Anjali has canceled. She did it right before showtime tonight. And, you know, it's really funny. I was like, I'm just going to run a replay. And then I was, wait a minute. That's not what you do. Buck it up. Buck it up. Do a show. Do a Fadernight. Do an AMA. Do something, church. So that's what we're going to do. But, and then I had a brainstorm. Now I've got a bunch of calls on hold. You stay right there. We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna do an AMA and everything else. But then I had a brainstorm. That's right. I saw a text. I saw a comment. I saw a tweet. I saw something that said, "Hey, church, don't be a doofus. Call Cristina Gomez." And I said, that sounds like a great idea, but Christina's busy. She doesn't have time for me. She's just got all this stuff going on. And but I used my telepathy, some thing. And telephone is what I did. And I said, "Hey, Cristina, I know you're studying, you're doing the proper things. You don't have to." But and before I even got the text out, she said, "Sure." How you doing, Cristina? What's cracking?
Hey, Jimmy. I am doing great. How are you today?
Man, look.
It's 2 days in a row. I mean, what are the odds going on today? You were on my show. Now I'm on your show.
I know, right?
Jeez.
Right, right. And
I posted on Twitter about the ramen we were talking about on Mysteries with a History, the frozen ramen. So I made it like an hour ago. And I was so excited. I'm like, I love ramen more than anything on the planet.
Right.
I make it. It was disgusting.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the pre-made sauce tasted like sweet vinegar. The noodles took way too long to cook. It said, should take you 2 or 3 minutes. But it took me like a solid 10. I'm thinking, wow, lies upon lies. The sauce was garbage. So I put like other sauce on it, and it just made it barely edible. I was honestly in tears.
You've got, see the tried and true ramen, right? There's like 2 or 3 brands that have been doing this right for 30 years. You go right there, and you can take the little packet of the salty thing, and put that to the side and add your own stuff. But those are the noodles that cook right. It's quick. You know what you're getting. You don't have to stray off. Every time I have tried, which I have, I've got the spicy buckets. I've got the different and it's never like Top Ramen or just the stuff that you can buy. You get a case for like $2, right? 30 packages.
Good taste in plastic.
Yeah,
love that stuff.
I swear, man. I swear. You know what I do, though? You know what my favorite additive to ramen is? I know this is going to sound...
MSG?
The Michael Schenker Group? Yes! Michael Schenker Group, Into the Arena is really good. But MSG, the first album... Whew, man. But anyway, depends on which.
On your feet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is chili. I add chili to my ramen.
Heck yeah. That's the way to go.
Man, chili. Chili with beans, chili without beans, chicken chili, beef chili.
Oh, you mean that? I thought you meant like spicy chili, like chili flakes.
Yeah, chili flakes.
Like actual chili cans.
Yes. And,
I was getting confused.
Now, here's the deal, though, and it's really funny. You only add like 2 tablespoons. That's it. So, and this is how I do it. Are we doing a ramen show? Are we really going down this road?
I mean, look, I'm all for it. I'm okay with that. I talk about ramen all day, every day. I made a whole Twitter about ramen around. So,
yeah,
it's like I should get a degree in that or something.
Yeah. The art of ramen, and I thought that this is the truth too. Okay, I'm coming clean. This is like an AMA. Coming clean. I'm gonna come clean on the ramens. I thought that I was the only person in love with ramen, and I would eat it by myself. I wouldn't tell my friends, but I love cup of noodles. So anyway, and I figured out all of these different ramen recipes. And hold on. Hold on. It's Lue Elizondo. Hey, Lou. I'm going to put you on speaker because I'm live on the air right now.
You're what? Live on the air? Okay.
Yeah, and this is the deal. I'm going to make you laugh, Lou. People are now thinking that this is a frigging setup. This is not a setup. You're just calling. Please tell everybody.
No, I literally am. Yeah, I had. This is definitely not a setup. I was just calling you because I owed you a call.
Yeah, and this. Oh, say hi to Cristina Gomez.
Oh, hi, Cristina.
And I don't think you can hear her. I would have to.
But I'll tell you what, she is amazing. Her and Chrissy are. I got to tell you, man, they're absolute dynamite.
And this is the deal, Lou. Check this out. Anjali canceled tonight, and canceled right before showtime. So then I decided, the show must go on. I'll go to open lines. I'll do an AMA. We'll have fun tonight. No biggie. And then I got Cristina, to come on and buck it up and help me out and just goof around on the show tonight.
She's great, man.
Yeah,
she is great. You couldn't have anybody better on. She's amazing.
And then you call in. It's just like, this is the universe working in my favor.
Or disfavor, right? We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
The jury's still out on that, I
guess. Let me ask you this, and I'm not here to put you on the spot, but
go ahead.
you know social media, number one, and number two, you've got your finger on the pulse of everything. So, and you also,
I can't guarantee that I do, but I certainly try. You know, there's an old saying: just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. So I'm always
yeah, fair enough. But it's this, and I'm not putting you on the spot, but I will always try to do that. Anjali just canceled, and I don't know how much you know of her, but I'm going to ask you a direct question.
Sure.
This reveal of ET contact in the middle of the Mojave Desert under a mountain that she said that is going to happen in 2021, right? Okay, so we got a couple of months out. But I'm sure that you've heard about this. What goes through your mind? Are you hopeful that something like this could actually happen?
Well, yeah. I think everybody kind of has this, you know, childish wonderment of something like this, and you know, hopes that those claims are correct. But the old saying, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. It is what it is, you know, and let's be realistic. You know, I had to have, for me, when I first came out, I had to have documentation and, you know, statements from Dana White, and I'd have emails and videos to prove that, just the simple fact that, you know, the U.S. government had a UFO program when they were telling people that it didn't. Now, to say that there is some sort of species, extraterrestrial species, living here among us, okay, got it. But that you're going to broker some sort of introduction for the rest of humanity to be part of, why wait? Well, I mean, let's just go. Just go now. I mean, you know, bring a camera crew and bring a reporter and document it. You know, I'm not sure I understand. I mean, if you anybody has information that there's a species waiting to make contact right now, and they're willing to do it, then let's move forward. You know, that's, for me, the biggest challenge in what I'm doing is the fact that we're still trying to figure it out. We don't have all the answers, but if someone is claiming they have all the answers and that, you know, there is imminent contact, then okay, then what are we waiting for? You know, but the problem is, we've heard these claims before, and I hope for Anjali's sake she's being truthful here, because, you know, once again, a lot of people are hoping that she's right.
And that, you know what, Lou, that includes me. I mean, I would love.
All of us. We all hope she's right.
Right.
But unfortunately, you know, at least from my perspective, you know, it's going to take a lot more than someone coming out just making a claim like that. You know, it takes more.
Well, thank you for that honest answer. I think we all share we all share that view. I mean, yeah. You know, you can't say no, I don't want this to happen. Right. That's a difficult. You know, and that's certainly not a way to move forward. But I have Cristina just sent me a question for you. Sure. Okay, now
it's by Kaz. I simply cannot.
If you're
take
asking
credit
me, I'm not
for this
going to answer.
Question,
but if
I was
Christina's
thinking
asking
it.
me, I'll always answer.
Okay, all right.
I'm kidding, Jimmy.
But Lou, don't freak out. Okay, don't freak out.
Okay, do I need to sit down for this question?
Yes, sit down. Okay.
Okay.
Cristina and Kaz want to know your position on ramen noodles.
Oh my goodness! You know what? That is a question worth sitting down. And I got to tell you, you know, I people now know I grew up as a poor kid, and I went to college, and you know, I put my way through college. So ramen and me have a very special relationship. It's a love-hate relationship. You know, I swore after college I would never eat it again.
I know.
But, you know, after a while, it's kind of weird. You kind of find yourself kind of going back to, you know, I hate to the old proverbial mothership, right? You're like, damn, that really tasted, that whole shrimp flavored
Yes.
Actually tasted really good. And I would never want to admit it. It's like, you know what? It's like riding a moped, right? They're really fun to ride, but you never want to admit to your friends that you ride one.
Oh, absolutely. So, wear a ski mask on a moped.
Exactly. And, ramen, damn it, it tastes good. And I know it's like only a nickel for probably like 25 cents now, but,
38 cents now.
But damn it, it's good. And I'll tell you, too, when I was in Korea in the military, we would do these maneuvers and operations out in, the hinterland. And the only hot food you could get was from a local there in the village, a local ajima who would cook up this most fantastic, wonderful, hot, thing of ramen. And dude, I got to tell you, it was delicious. It was like filet mignon. It was like a Chateau Lafite Rothschild 66 Magnum. Because you're hungry, you're cold,
yes,
you're miserable, and all of a sudden you've got this hot, wonderful noodle soup, and it brings you back.
Okay. This is my follow-up question to that, though. Everybody's got a secret additive, a secret spoon in with their ramen. What is it that you add? I'm going to tell you what I add.
I'll tell you, but I can't add it anymore because my doctor said I can't add it. So I think everybody now knows at this point, despite looking like I'm from Iowa, I'm Latin, I'm Latino, I'm Cuban. So we love our hot food. Love it.
Right.
And so I add probably way too much spice to my ramen soup. I like it fire hot. I like it so hot it'll make you want to step back and slap your mama. I love hot food. The problem is my doctor told me I can't eat it anymore. And so it's apparently creating some sort of issue called Barrett's esophagus. And long story short, if I want to stay around, around this little rock going around the sun for a few more times, I've got to take better care of my health, which means I can't have the three things which I love, which is the first thing is caffeine.
Right.
Of course, Cuban coffee, right? I live off that stuff. The second thing is chocolate. You can interrogate me all day long and I'll never spill the beans, but man, you put some dark chocolate, Hershey's dark chocolate in front of me, man, and man, I'll be babbling. I can't help it. I love that stuff. And then the other thing is spicy food.
How does a big tattoo covered macho Latino man take spicy food out of his diet?
We don't. We just don't tell our doctors.
Right.
So because I'm right now on your radio program, which by the way my doctor does listen to, I'm probably going to be scolded and admonished severely when I see him next. But that's a true story. I add way too much. Sometimes habanero ghost peppers. I'll do anything and everything to make it hot. I'll put some raw jalapeno if I can, or sometimes just even Tabasco. Man, Tabasco can go a long way. Good old fashioned Tabasco.
Now, I had also heard through the grapevine that there is a video out there, Lou, that somebody may be revealing soon of you singing Happy by Pharrell and dancing. Is that true? Is that video out there?
If it is, you need to let me know who it is, and I will make sure that video never sees the light.
Now, I wanted to ask you, since we're talking about food, and you know what? How great is it? I didn't say UAP once, but Lou, rumor has it that you are drinking Fade to Black blend coffee. Now,
in fact, I am. I absolutely am.
Now, how do you? When your doctor does your blood, and they're running tests, don't you have to make an excuse for the caffeine content? I mean, how do you do that dance?
Well, they asked me, how come my blood looks like I'm 25 years younger? And I say it's because you're coffee. No, I'm kidding. No, truth be told, I'm a huge coffee drinker. I always have been. And I think a lot of people in the military tend to be coffee drinkers. So you tend to be kind of this unwitting connoisseur. And you go from Sumatra to Arabica coffees to you name it. And the more deployments you have under your belt, the more you get to, how shall I say, experience the wonderful world of coffees around the world. And so, I wouldn't call myself a coffee snob, but I probably am a closet coffee snob. And I got to tell you, man, you've got some good coffee. You can tell your audience seriously how that went down. I mean, I pulled you aside and I said, hey, man, you've got all this coffee, and I've been on your show now a bunch of times, and, you don't pay me a penny, but, I sure would appreciate just a little bit of coffee sometime.
True story. It was a veiled threat, by the way. It was a veiled threat.
Yeah, no, and you send me your coffee, and, of course, now I'm looking back, hindsight being 20/20, it's a little bit kind of like a drug pusher where they're like, yeah, don't worry, the first hit's for free, it's on me, right? Knowing you're going to come back and get more. So
well, you know what's funny, when you made that veiled threat to me, how quick did that coffee show up at your doorstep?
Yeah, it was like a day and a half later, which is kind of crazy because even Amazon doesn't deliver that fast.
Yeah, it's so cool. Hey, now before and thank this. Again, everybody, this is just a very surprise phone call, and no,
I'll attest. It wasn't a setup. I promise.
It was not. This is a lot of fun.
Call me. You didn't send me a text for me to dial in. Nope.
Nope. This is the universe making sure things are right. But I want to ask you this real quick before I let you go. I was talking about social media earlier. And you have had your ebbs and flows with social media. You certainly understand the divisiveness of it and also the open communication that goes down. But did you ever expect back in 2017 that this kind of soap opera would elevate to these levels on the internet, not just in the UFO community, but in general around the UFO topic? Did you think it would honestly get this nuts?
No, I didn't, Jim. And I'll tell you, for me, I was new to the whole community, even though people find it surprising because I was working in this portfolio for 10 years. In the government, there's a little bit of comfort when you're working in the government because you have the protection of this huge monolithic organization, right? Where you can, sorry, my dog.
That's okay.
Where you can enjoy the shelter of anonymity and whatnot. And when you come out publicly, that all changes. And you realize that social media is a microcosm of the real world. Now, what do we have in the real world? Well, we have wonderful human beings, and we have some folks that are not necessarily wonderful. We have people with all sorts of agendas and interests and desires and bias. And I think what I found most surprising was the level of, I would say probably the level of rejection that people had to the message, the notion that the U.S. government was running a UFO program, because of course for decades they've been telling the American people, no, we haven't. So now we finally come out and say, okay, guess what, folks, we really were running a UFO program. And rather than people being thankful, I was surprised by the number of people who automatically assumed that this was yet, another cover-up. This is yet another conspiracy, another attempt by the government to lie. And, I don't represent the government. I just represent Lue. I left the government so I could just represent Lue, let everybody know my perspective. And I was really, really surprised by that. In one hand, people love me coming out and having a conversation publicly, but like my colleague, Chris Mellon, he doesn't get beat up nearly as much as I do because he frankly doesn't engage the community like I do. He chooses to engage, the government officials and those folks, and that's where his talents lie. And sometimes I wonder, am I making a mistake by engaging the public the way I do? Ultimately, I think we need to do this for transparency's sake. And I think ultimately this This topic doesn't belong to anybody. That's the reason why we're here where we are now, because for 70 years we've allowed one institution, one government to control the narratives. But, sometimes just a simple thank you, I think would be would be fine.
Oh, man. Well, listen, I'm going to say thank you for hanging out tonight. And Cristina says thank you. You can't hear Cristina because I've got you on speakerphone just going straight into...
I'll tell you what, if you've got Cristina on, I'm going to jump off because you've got a much better guest, frankly, than me. She is incredible. I've had a chance to talk to her both offline and during interviews. And her and Chrissy and a few others, they're the future, man. Honestly, you and I are going to be in nursing homes sitting in a rocking chair drinking prune juice and
eating ramen.
Yeah, eating ramen,
Always
right?
ramen.
Exactly. Probably with no spice, and they're going to be, they're going to be owning this topic because they are so good. So my hat's off to them. Let Cristina know how much I appreciate everything that her and her colleagues are doing. And Jimmy, give me a call whenever you got some time.
I'll call you first thing in the morning. I'll talk to you, Lou. Have a great night.
You got it. Take care.
Lue Elizondo. Thank you so much, Lou. I'm going to hang up. I'm not hanging up on you. I'm just hanging up. Okay, bye, Lou. And, wow. That was pretty cool, Cristina.
It is so nice when it comes to this topic and talking to, high-end people, including himself, a profile, an idol when it comes to the UFO community. And just listening talk about things that aren't about the UAP topic. And when it comes to anybody, when they specialize in a certain topic, sometimes they get tired of it. And in some respects, they're not really able to show their personality, their likes and their dislikes. But when you just have a casual conversation about some of their most random things, you get to learn things about these people that you never thought you would and see a totally different side to them. And I love that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Who would have thought ramen noodles, chocolate, and coffee are the weakness of Lue Elizondo? Let's take our break right here. I've got I know, right? I've got a special co-host tonight. Cristina Gomez is here. I've got lots of calls on hold, so we're going to swing back around, get through this commercial break. The show must go on. If you were here for Anjali canceled before showtime tonight, but we're going to have a good time. We're going to do some AMA. We're going to take phone calls. I've got Cristina Gomez here running as my wing person. I'll be right back. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
This is Billy Carson with ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Forbidden Knowledge TV has just reached its 1-year anniversary. That's right, 1 year. And as a show of appreciation, we are giving all new subscribers a free 30-day trial of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's 30 days to binge watch thousands of movies, documentaries, conferences, workshops, lectures, yoga classes, meditation courses, and so much more. So log on to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv from your computer or mobile device, or get the Forbidden Knowledge TV app on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon, iTunes, or Google Play today, and use coupon code 30daysfree. That's coupon code 30 days free on ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Because you never got that pony you always wanted. Damn it. Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer. Einstein, the ancient crystal skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at einsteinthecrystalskull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit einsteinthecrystalskull.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roasted to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2b blend for 15% off of your order today.
Hello, I'm Anjali, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're also Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernight by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Very special night on the show. I've got Cristina Gomez joining me, running point. And thank you so much, Cristina, for coming in tonight. Very cool, very special. You know, Lue Elizondo calling in like that was pretty cool. And to hear Lou give you some mad props, that's all right. So that makes it an okay show from here on out. But it is also a Fader night. How many Fader nights have you listened to?
A bunch of them.
And are you ready to take some phone calls?
I'm ready when you are, Jimmy.
Okay, see, that's what have you ever taken a live phone call before?
Not as the host.
Oh, you've done it. You've done it as a guest. Oh, so you've taken calls before.
Yes.
Okay. So as my wing person tonight, I'm going to break you in. And so all you need to say is, hi, this is Fade to Black. You're live. Who's calling? Okay. You want to practice?
Can I do a practice run?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, this is Fade to Black. You're live. Who's calling? Did I say it right?
Yeah. Need more enthusiasm, though.
Okay. This is Fade to Black. You're live. Who's calling?
Okay. Let's see. Wait. Hold on. That's my bad. I've got that feed. Could you hear the show in your headphones?
Yeah.
You could? Okay, well, hold on. Okay, say it again.
This is Fade to Black. You're live. Who's calling?
Did you get that, caller? You're live. You're live on Fade to Black.
Hello?
Yes, you're live.
Oh, hey, Jimmy. How's it going? This is Mapper calling from Canada.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I got 3 questions. None of them you can answer, but they're actually, it's so funny, 2 of them are Anjali related.
2 of them are Anjali related. Okay, all right.
Yeah, and the other one is about Chris Bledsoe.
Okay.
But, okay, we'll do the Chris Bledsoe one first,
Okay,
if that's okay.
sure.
The first one is that how he mentions how, humanity's in so much trouble, it's looking bad for humanity, but he doesn't mention what it is, and he gives all the information to the 3-letter agencies. So that, to me, it's like, well, do you care more about the rest of humanity, or that kind of, I felt that was wrong to do that.
Well,
if humanity's looking at dark days,
Sure.
well, like, hey, Chris, maybe tell us what's up. So that was my first thing.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Well, I think that Chris has been very open with me. I'm not so sure that he's holding back information with me and only giving that to a 3-letter agency. But I'll say this. Those agencies, and I guess specifically the CIA, has a great interest on what is going on over there. But this is the deal. And I want to be very clear here. I don't believe legally that the CIA does anything inside of the United States. That is a foreign agency to operate outside of the United States. So anybody that is involved with Chris isn't directly with the CIA today. That would be impossible. That would be illegal, and the CIA would step in and stop whoever is in communication with Chris Bledsoe.
Okay, so it would have been someone else, NSA or whoever.
Well, that's a question for Chris Bledsoe. Okay, you had 2 other questions. Go ahead.
The other ones were to Anjali that I had given online, but she never answered, even though I put them up there repeatedly with Lue and everyone sort of including F2b. And the first one was, I came across this thread called Hidden Hand that Nick Hinton on Twitter had put up, had mentioned, and I looked at it, and it was almost exactly the same as what Anjali describes as her guys, saying, we're here to separate the wheat from the chaff, and just numerous, like verbatim, word for word similarities.
Uh-huh.
So I asked her online, saying, like, Anjali, your guys there sound exactly like the Hidden Hand character, who describes themselves as a 6th density being, a group soul being.
Okay, but Matt, I get all of that, but what's your question?
Well, the question was that, I guess that it was just, I asked her, are they the Hidden Hand crew? Because in the Hidden Hand thread, they describe themselves as being Lucifer and here to how do you say, be a catalyst as the bad side in order to help our souls evolve. So if they are essentially a 6th density being who are here as Lucifer, well, then I'm asking Anjali, so is that who your crew are?
Okay,
and she
but
wouldn't answer.
So what? That's not a question then. So that's a statement that you're making about
it's a
this.
Statement. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what?
It's a big question that I had to her about that.
I have no idea who the Hidden Hand is. I have no comment.
Yeah,
I know
you'd
nothing.
have to look it up. It's a very odd thread. It's a very, very odd thread, Jimmy. That is. It sounds strangely almost legitimate.
Okay.
It has all the same cosmology of Anjali's thing. So I just brought it up because it was almost verbatim the same thing.
Okay, Matt. Third question.
Third question was that Anjali had said that these beings had said that we had called them many. You had called us many names. Humanity has called them many names. So I asked Anjali, okay, which names? Over and over again, and many different times she wouldn't answer because it's like, okay, well, what did we call them? This was after reading the hidden hand thing. So
okay,
never got an answer on that. And I thought that was a very legitimate question.
Okay.
You're in touch with these guys full time, conscious connection. So, okay, what names did we call them?
Okay.
I thought that was a very legitimate question.
All right. Well, when I'm in contact with Anjali again, or when and if she's on the show, I will ask her for you. Okay?
For sure. And I just want to say, Lou, thank you, Lou. So there we go. Someone else said thank you to him too.
There you go. Thank you, Matt, and have a great night. And I don't know and I realize how because I'm in contact with so many people, and certainly with Anjali, that I have all of these answers. Well, I have made it very clear from like the beginning when I first had Anjali on the show that I am just trying to get the basic story out so I can understand it, and for the audience to hear from Anjali from the beginning, the coffee shop, to the end when she was teleported out of the ET underground mountain lair back to Wayne's home, and tell that story complete. And it took 2.5 hours to get that done. Beyond that, I don't know much about Anjali or her story or the threads or Twitter. Have you been following this, Cristina?
About the hidden hand?
No, about Anjali.
I have not been following that.
Yeah, and same thing for me. So that's why I was excited about having the update tonight on the show. So there you go. With that, let's go back to the phones. It's Fadernight. Okay. Here's I'm going to get to.
I was going to say about Matt mentioning the hidden hand, something that you haven't heard of. It's a conspiracy theory documentary made in 2013, and it has Richard Dolan, Whitley Strieber, Robert Dean, and Stanton Friedman. And it says The Hidden Hand is an award-winning film that exposes the extraterrestrial presence here on Earth. It examines the shadowy world of alien abduction, human-alien hybridization, reverse engineering of technology, and the government cover-up. And that's what it's about.
There you go. Okay. I may have seen it. Okay. AMA question. Let's see. Leanne Conley asked, Jimmy, do you think there's a galactic federation? Okay. Well, I'm glad the word think is in there instead of do you believe? Don't like believe. Galactic Federation. I have been aware of the term Galactic Federation since the mid-1970s. And now I know what everybody's thinking. How would you know about that from the mid-1970s, Jimmy? Well, I will answer. That's a good question, audience. It's called Rush 2112, Side 1. And the end of Side 1 is this voice that comes over, and the quest of artistry and free will is happening on the first 4 or 5 songs on Side 1. Kid finds a guitar and tunes it up and realizes that there's more to the world than this closed society and this thing, the oppression and all of that. Well, and then the Solar Federation shows up. And those famous words. This is 1977, 78, 77. Somebody post up, when did Rush 2112 come out? Hold on. Rush 2112. That album came out in 1976. Cristina Gomez, Running Point. 1976. All right. We are the Galactic Federation. We have assumed control. We have assumed control. And I'm just a little kid with my headphones on, hitting my bong at the age of 14, and listening to this going, this is incredible. Well, okay. So the Galactic Federation and the ideas behind it, you have to assume that this kind of thing would be going on. And taking things a huge step further is Star Wars and the bar scene on Tatooine, I think. And Luke Skywalker walks into the bar and you see every kind of alien, creature sitting there drinking beer and shooting shots and having a good time. That this is how it has to be. Now, do I believe? No, I don't. Not until this stuff is revealed to me. But Cristina, when you hear a question like that, do you think that there is a galactic federation? What goes through your mind?
Well, I instantly think of Star Trek, and if it can happen there, it can happen anywhere.
See, there you go.
But
yes.
in all honesty, taking this topic seriously, it's very possible. Again, we simply do not know what's going out there in our universe. Many people believe that there are other entities out there that are as intelligent, if not more intelligent. So it would make sense if us Earthlings have a government, right? Then it should also be possible out there. And if they are okay with one another, all these different races, then it would make sense for them to have a galactic federation as well. Now, do we know this? No, we simply do not know at this point in time. Could that change? Absolutely.
Yeah,
but until then, to us, it's merely theoretical.
Yeah. No, that's a great way to look at it. And there's I've been talking about this lately. There's a TV series came out last year. It's called Another Life. And I just binged season 2, which was just excellent with a great ending, a good cliffhanger setting up for season 3. But there was a statement that was made at the intro of one of the shows, and it was spot on. But remember, this is not for our UFO community. Well, not necessarily, but this is for the world, right? This is just a major network television release. But Cristina, there was this, statement, this intro monologue, and it went like this. There are hundreds of billions of habitable planets in our galaxy. Right? And not 10 billion, not 1 million, not 10,000, hundreds of billions. Right? And they talk about how many civilizations are out there. And this is what is being projected out into society. These kinds of thoughts. We may talk about this on Fade to Black all the time, or on your show, Cristina, and the fascination with this and the quest for truth and trying to figure this out and how much life is out there in the universe and in our galaxy. But this is being discussed worldwide. These thoughts are out there now with everybody. We know that we're not alone. And we know the size of our galaxy, not the universe, our galaxy, with hundreds of billions of habitable planets right here in our backyard. To think that we are the only life is ignorant, right? It's just ignorant, isn't it?
Absolutely. It definitely is. It's simply, in this point in time, with all of the science that we have, knowing about all the exoplanets, knowing that merely in our galaxy there are hundreds of millions of stars, if not more than that. And, I play a space simulator when I have free time, which isn't very often, and it's called Elite Dangerous. For those that are listening to this live, how many of you guys play Elite Dangerous? And you practically get to explore billions of planetary systems, scan planets, trade, and it's amazing to see that there are all of those star systems out there, and there are planets. There are more planets than there are stars, according to many astronomers out there as well. So playing this game, thinking about thinking about all the solar systems that we know about, thinking about all the galaxies that we know about, it simply does not make sense in this year of 2021 that we are simply the only people out here, the only species, the only living beings in space.
Elite Dangerous. Now, can I play? Is this PC?
It is PC.
It's Xbox One, PlayStation, Microsoft Windows. All right. First-person shooter. You're into first-person shooter. Really?
Well, I'm more into the exploration. I mean, I do have quite a few badges. Humble brag. But the biggest thing I like to do is just to explore the galaxy.
Look at these images. I'm down for this.
It's awesome. For those that like to play video games, that like to deal with space simulators, I 100% recommend this game. It's a ton of fun.
What's your favorite weapon?
Oh,
Man, I'm looking at some crazy firepower here.
I mean, like I said, I do more exploration than I do fighting, so I don't really have a favorite weapon or anything. But overall, it's an amazing game.
I'm not buying that. You're out there shooting somebody in the back. Who was that? Somebody just shot me in the back. And Christina's running away.
Yeah, I have a joystick and everything for it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've got a really fancy joystick too.
If you do end up downloading the game, you should join my fleet. I have a fleet carrier.
Oh, I just got the sales pitch. I'm down. You know what? I'm going to check this out. I look. It's right here. It's written in my notes. Elite Dangerous. And
yeah,
I'm looking at
a
these
fleet
images.
carrier is pretty difficult to get, so I can give you lips around the galaxy and stuff.
Oh, this is cool. This is cool. You had to shoot them up a lot to get a fleet carrier. I mean, I already know.
It took me a while. It took me a few billion credits to get there.
Seriously. All right, let's take another phone call. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
I thought I was going to say it.
Hi, Jimmy. This is Nathan in Ohio.
Hey, Nathan in Ohio. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just going to warn you. I can hear you, but not her.
Okay, but she can hear you. Christina, you can hear Nathan?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, she can hear you. Okay, so what's up? What's up, Nathan? We got like 2 minutes.
Okay. Do you think when people are on like FaceTime, like with multiple people, do you think everybody involved is quantumly entangled?
100. That's a great question. All right, you heard that, Christina. Do you think that when everybody's online, FaceTiming, networking, that they're quantumly entangled?
That's something that I've never thought about. That's a really interesting question. I simply don't know.
Yeah, I think that we are. I think that we are, and I'll tell you why. And Nathan, thank you, Nathan. Thank you so much for the question. Stay right there, and then I'm going to roll into the commercial break. But is this the internet now? As we know, the world is wired, and not only the obvious things that we can FaceTime or Skype or Zoom halfway around the world for free any time of the day or night. So we have that type of connection. But the other part is the ebb and flow of emotions. So, and it's simply something like this. Somebody that's got 100 million Instagram followers, and they post a video, and it's of them trying on a new pair of alien socks. Okay, right? And suddenly you have 100 million people reacting to this video, to a statement, to words in nanoseconds at the same time. And the internet, through random number generators and different bot systems, are measuring the emotional level that changes at these moments. And I think it's because everybody is quantumly entangled, and our brains are moving together through this internet, And I think that it has to be that way, Cristina. I really do.
I'll agree with you.
Watching your face, it's a crazy thought, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty wild. And, I wonder about consciousness being entangled. And I often muse about if consciousness is like actually in another dimension.
Yes.
I don't know. Does that make sense to you?
It does, because
it's kind of like tethered in our physical bodies.
Sure.
Here on Earth, or here in this realm, even.
Right, and if you think about all of the live streaming gaming platforms that are out there, and there's a ton of them, and how many focused minds are involved in these games, and how many people that are on these platforms at the same time, focused on the same things, they are definitely entangled. They would have to be. They're going through the same emotions up and down at the same time, and these arenas full of fans watching a gaming competition going on at the same time, with everybody around the world watching it at the same time, and the emotions going up and down as these guys and gals shoot them up in these team events, which are huge. They're bigger than the Super Bowl, right? You would have to be consciously connected, quantumly. You're supposed to speak. She's nodding. See, this is the danger.
Just call me out.
Yeah, exactly, because we're quantumly connected right now. See, so you and I can do this, but nobody else can. Nathan, thank you for the phone call, man. Enjoy your night and enjoy your weekend. And let's take a quick break right here. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. That's right. If you were here for Anjali, she is not. She is not here. She canceled right before the show. So I've got Cristina Gomez here, ignoring her homework and studies, to hang out with all of you Fadernauts. We're going to do an AMA, taking phone calls. We're just talking. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Fadernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. I'm going to say this. Okay, it's open lines tonight. It's Fadernight. 747-228-2051. Got a bunch of calls on hold. This next caller's been on hold for 58 minutes. So I will get to you in just a second. Cristina Gomez is joining me tonight for a very special broadcast. Cristina, seriously, thank you. I know that I interrupted your ramen ceremony tonight and everything that you've got going on there, but it's an opportunity to close your books, you know, the math, the science, the English. You're probably taking broadcast and journalism and English and writing, all of that stuff. Stop all of that, procrastinate, and come hang out with us tonight on the show. And this is very cool, and thank you for that. But I'm going to say this. Cristina has also got a direct video feed into the studio, and she sees what goes on during the commercial breaks. And that stays between us, Cristina.
Rock on, Jimmy. I am so pumped to be here. I usually procrastinate my studies anyway, so it's pretty normal. But talking about studies, before you take this call, I just wanted to mention, talking about a little bit about synchronicity. I'm taking quite a few classes, one of them being geology and one of them being philosophy and a few others. But recently, and I was talking with this about to someone else, and all these classes that I'm taking, either through an exam or through a lecture, somehow, in some way, they bring up the topic of UFOs. And I'm thinking, hold up. Why is college, at least these specific classes, talking about this? For example, in my geology class, the first week of school, we talked about Mick West, and I was so blown away by that. And then on my philosophy midterm, we talked about possible life on Mars and the ethics behind that as well. And what I'm trying to get at is, well, one, that's insane. That simply does not make sense to me at that moment. But after having a conversation with someone, they were saying, maybe it is very possible that before you got interested in this subject, maybe it was already being taught in school and you never noticed it. But now that you have a fascination with the topic, and I guess I can go for anything, you're beginning to see them more frequently. Another possibility, which I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards, is it is very possible that universities and even schools could possibly be prepping students into the UFO topic and making it more mainstream so that if something does happen, such as disclosure, it won't be taken so abruptly by many.
Yeah, and just like that comment is an honest one, not your comment, what somebody said to you, which is, you know, you're interested in the subject, so now you're picking up on it subconsciously. Now it's in your face when before you may be ignoring it. And that type of view has been talked about forever. Like, look, you get a new car. You never notice the car, but as soon as you get the new car, you're driving down the road. You see it everywhere, right? And why? And that is a really trippy thing because we've all gone through it. And just like the UFO topic, like, because how many students in this class know who Mick West is? But you do, right? And so you hear Mick West, and you're immediately tuned in, going, "What?" So I'm pretty fascinated by that too as well. I'm wondering what your teacher is doing at night.
Right. I was
Boca,
pretty shocked. It
boca.
was about chemtrails.
Oh, really? Now,
Yeah.
see, even that is pretty whack. Yeah, that's pretty interesting, and the subject tends to come up quite a bit. I was out of town this weekend, and waitress. What's the correct term these days? What's the PC word for that? Can you say waitress anymore? Or is everybody just a waiter? A server. Right. Okay.
Server, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, she comes up and one thing led to another, and I literally said, "Have you ever seen a UFO?" Somehow it came up. I'm trying to order my enchiladas and ceviche, right?
Yum.
Yeah, right. And UFOs comes up. Now, would I have noticed this before if I wasn't in the UFO world? I'm not so sure, but people are talking about it now. Yeah, it's really out there. All right, let's.
I mean, when I bring it up, people just kind of like, they give me that face, like, what are you talking about? And so I don't talk about it in public.
Yeah, it's not that way anymore. Okay. All right. I'm going to say this. Let me pull in this call. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Yes, Jimmy, what's up, my man? It's Dave and Clint from Georgia.
Hey, Dave. I know you guys, and Clint, I know you guys have been on hold for a long time, but just stay there. Just stay right there for a second.
Okay.
So
you got it, brother. No problem.
I'm at the supermarket. I'm at the meat counter, and I'm having some meat cut. And Christina's like, and so anyway, and the guy behind the counter keeps looking at me. Now he walks. He's doing my thing, and now he's a few steps away, and he's got his face to the wall, but he keeps turning around looking at me, and he's asking me questions from the other side of the room, ridiculous questions that don't need to be answered or asked. But I'm engaging, and he comes up and he goes, "Hey, man, loved you on Coast to Coast. Why did you leave?" I was like, what? Your cat. And he goes, and I was listening to your voice, but then I saw your shirt, and I looked down. I had Alejandro Rojas's UFO Open Minds T-shirt on, right? And he goes, "Why did you leave Coast to Coast?" I said, "Well, do you listen to Fade to Black?" "I do, when I can, man, but I loved you on Coast." And now, what are the odds of something like that happening? I find it very rare, but the Butcher is into this subject, right? And that's my point. You can't get away from it these days. And now I'm trying to get my peppered bacon pork bellies cut, and I got to talk UFOs at the butcher counter. All right, what's up, you two? Are you guys causing trouble out there in Georgia?
Not too much. Segueing into UFOs. 2 Fader nights ago, I called when you were having your 500 episode, was it?
Yeah, it was.
I talked to Linda Moulton Howe in about integrating ETs into blind colleges. Well, just to lace in that for a future show, when you get a hold of Linda, David Jacobs mentioned about hybrids and stuff. Well, there's a book called Rachel's Eyes by Helen Luttrell. It was a great interview with Linda Moulton Howe on it, how alien hybrids are being integrated through blind colleges.
Right.
And I just wanted to put that out there to you. And Denver International Airport, Jimmy.
That's where you were, weren't you, in Denver, Jimmy?
Well,
I saw that airport pic on Twitter. I loved it, man.
Why would you think it was Denver International Airport?
I don't know. It's this feeling like there's got to be them paintings in the back, like
gargoyles in the suitcases.
Well, see, this is the thing about DIA. And by the way, I'm going to have Linda on the show on Thursday. So, Rachel's Eyes has been brought up to me now like a half a dozen times. So I am going to specifically talk to Linda about that. But this is the deal about Denver International Airport. From Burbank Airport, if you are going to be flying, they now have direct flights to New York. But pretty much, if you want to fly through Burbank, you're going to make a connecting flight in Denver, which is fine because it's a cool airport. And so you go whatever you want. You know, Burbank is a great airport, and you want to fly out of that instead of LAX. But what you have to put up with is flying to Denver and then making a connecting flight. So I did that twice a week for 5 or 6 years. 5 or 6 years. And I got to know Denver Airport intimately. And back in the day, 1995, I saw those paintings. And they were there in the 90s? Yes, they were there. They're no longer there. Yeah, they're no longer there. Now, I don't know about the tunnels and the aliens underground.
I was hearing about there's different underground thing for the for the bags and everything to go through or some, or if it's deeper than that, that would be cool. It goes deep. Denver goes deep.
Yeah. I would love to be able to get down there. But let me say this though. Yes, and I'm not sure if Cristina knows what we're talking about, but
hey, Cristina.
Hi. She says hi. So I'm at Denver, and I remember walking by those paintings and stopping and saying to myself, "What the heck is that?" Kids are walking down here. And they're going to look at those paintings because it was skeletons, it was people, it was burning, it was nuclear war. Right. It was
soldiers and gas masks, with swords and
AK-47s and bullets, and I'm looking. I'm like, what is the symbology here? And they were massive. These were big painting, like murals on a wall. And I scratched my head, and I remember reading there was something there about there's a famous artist, and I stopped and I read all of that, and every time I walked by that section of the airport, I would stop and look at them. But they are no longer there, and I think it's part of it is the controversy that the internet, internet brought up about Denver.
The internet did it. All them people behind them boards
in the 90s. Okay, good. Wow.
All right, you two have a great night, and thank you for staying on hold for an hour. I really appreciate it.
And one shout out to you, of course, to Jimmy Church for putting this every night. Of every week we get hearing them every night. You know what I mean? That's so cool. Puts hard work in. And also Fade to Black.
That's what I'm talking about. Now you two behave. Okay.
Yes, we will, brother.
I'll talk to you, man.
You got it.
It's Dave and Clint from Georgia. And very cool. Cristina, have you been to Denver International Airport?
I have. It was a while back, maybe like 2 years ago when I was visiting some family. And I did hear those kinds of wild stories about Denver. So I had like a 2 or 3 hour layover, and I was like searching for these paintings and for these statues everywhere. But I didn't find anything on the side that I was on in the Denver airport. And I was like, oh, man. But those stories are really interesting and kind of weird. Like I also heard, and this is all alleged accounts, obviously we don't know if this is the case, but there was one encounter where like when Barack Obama was president, he flew over there during some kind of crisis or something like that. And I was like, whoa, what's going on? So I was really excited to go to the Denver airport for a layover a while back, but I didn't see anything there. That kind of caught my eye.
Yeah, they're gone now. But the old Denver airport, okay, so which was much closer to the city of Denver. This airport is like a 45-minute drive outside of Denver in the middle of nowhere in this field. And the rumors are that they were digging these tunnels under the ground there forever before they put the airport in. And that's why the airport is where it's at, so it can be interconnected through everything. And we all know about Cheyenne Mountain, and the Rocky Mountains are right there all over the place. And there must be facilities in those mountains for a lot of different reasons. And I accept that. You have Colorado Springs, not that far away, with the Air Force Academy, which is 100% just a military town. And you just know that there's research and facilities there. The internet, as we know it today, started in Colorado Springs and at the Air Force Academy. So Stanford in San Francisco, that was the original internet, went from Stanford to the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. So, I mean, all of this just adds up to Denver and that area into being a very special place. And it is possible, I don't rule it out, that there is really cool stuff underground at the Denver International Airport. And I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, let's take another call. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. This is Missy C over in the chat room.
Hi.
YouTube chat.
What's the C for?
It'd kind of be like if you took your name, Jimmy C, in YouTube chat, just my last name, the first letter of my last name.
See, I knew it. That's why you're so cool, Missy.
I figured most people would think that first, but, you know, when you said that, you kind of just dialed my phone number, and I said, I have to find out what he's talking about by that.
Well, you know, and I'm sure that the as soon as the time delay catches up, they are going to be shouting out to you in the chat room. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, snap.
Yeah,
Missy
you know
C,
what?
my girl.
So, all right.
There you go.
I want to say hello to everybody over there, and everybody is really wonderful over there. And also the Discord after show where everybody goes. We have some really fun, colorful people over there that I want to say hi to because, you know, your show has really brought a lot of people together, and I've made a lot of friends, and our world is going through a lot right now. So everyone kind of needs a place to go to where we can let our guards down and still be able to listen to everything and have our opinions. And it gets a little hairy sometimes, but at the end of the day, I think we all mean well.
Yeah, you know, there is nothing like the YouTube chat and the sandbox over in Twitter, because I have seen over the years this bonding, this family, this thing that builds up. And most of you, some of you have met each other in at a conference or, you know, and what have you. But for the most part, no. And eventually you're going to be at a conference, Missy, and you're going to sit there and you're going to come up and go, "Hey, Jimmy, it's me, Missy C." And then there's going to be 10 people standing right there going, "Holy crap, it's Missy C." And they're going to know about you, your family, your things, and you're going to be talking, and you're going to turn around and go, "Oh, you're so-and-so, right? You're Awakening Man? Really?"
Well, here's the thing. You know what, Jimmy? You can't take life too seriously, first of all. And here's the thing. You got to have a sense of humor and have fun. I try to do that with everybody here. Because, you know, it is, there's a lot going on. And not only that, but, you know, we were talking last Thursday about potatoes. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So what we were doing was we were playing hot potato in the chat room. And so we thought we would start calling Fadernight Tater Night so that we could, like, start throwing hot potato to each other. And then we thought maybe we could come up with some rules or something where whoever has it last, if you see it and call out their name, then they have to call in. So they either have to, like, say, like, tell themselves something about your story or something they've had going on in their life. Who knows if it even becomes something, but, you know, it's like we have fun over there, and it was just something to do. And things do get hairy. You've seen it. It's a little crazy. I do come down on Twitter sometimes. I had to get rid of my Twitter account because it was so toxic over there during, you know, COVID and the riots and stuff like that. I saw some really horrible things go on live, and it was so disturbing, and I just couldn't keep up with it, and had to get rid of it. But, you know, YouTube is great, and I do appreciate everyone everywhere. So love and light to everybody.
There you go.
Everyone who listens to Jimmy, because, you know, you're great, and it gives people a place to come, like I said, where we can talk about things we normally can't out there. And we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, Missy, I really appreciate all of that. And I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you think of Cristina Gomez?
So, Christina, I meant to say hello to you. Oh, so, okay. I heard part of your show today. Talk about synchronicities. Jimmy, you mentioned today, and Christina, I know I can't hear you, but you're a great girl. I think you're doing a wonderful job. And Jimmy, I know you're mentoring her. You're being like a dad. You know, you're a great girl. You're an old soul. You are really courageous to come out there and do your thing at your age. I really commend you at your age. When I was your age, I probably skipped school more than I did anything. But Jimmy, you were talking about. I did. It was a great experience for me. But I will say this: you mentioned something about we were talking about the Men in Black and all these other things, and we were talking about your AT&T and your ADT and all that stuff. And I literally just had my house alarm disconnected. Also, my AT&T. They've been coming out here to my house 3 times within the past few months. My internet's been off the past few days. And then now you're talking about a butcher shop. I was just at the butcher shop today.
You
gotta some meat.
You just gotta love but Missy, you just hit the nail on the head right there.
Right.
This show, if there is something intelligent behind it, is that there's no intelligence behind it.
You know what, Jimmy? It's not that hard.
No,
it's really not that hard.
And Missy, and my point is that I just talk about whatever interests me. That's it, right? That's it. And so if it's the butcher shop, and it's my phone, or it's this or it's that, believe it or not. Right. Everybody else is having the same problems or issues or things that they do during the day, and they connect with that. I'm not the only one, right? But I
want to say this is that I can tell you from my own experiences in life. I've had to deal with a lot of things, but when it comes down to it, life isn't really. Everything's so overcomplicated. I believe that there's a lot of details in the mix of everything we talk about. And sometimes, it just comes down to what's in your heart and where your intentions are. If everybody just stops being so placed in fear by our government, and, we're talking about that on Christina's show today about this stuff. It's like, if you know yourself really well and you have confidence in who you are as a person, and you really love yourself and the people around you and treat people with respect and kindness, you will get that in return. And it really does. It's really not that hard. Our government, the things that are happening around us are meant to distract us, confuse us, keep us in fear. And when that happens, you're going to get chaos. You're going to be afraid. You'll never be able to get to a place of moving to a better place in your life. And if you just really, if you're a kind person and you're, out in the world doing your thing, being kind to others around you, you'll be surprised how much that comes back to you in life. It really does. And it's not that hard. It really isn't that hard. We just overcomplicate things, and it's really about coming from the heart and being a good person. And stop being cruel to each other. We're all going to have different opinions about things, but respect, you don't know everything. Be one of those people who grows old and says, I'm never too old to learn something new, and just be a good person to everybody, and it'll all work out. I promise. Just keep that going and take this, and then it branches off from there, and then it affects everybody around you. Everybody you touch in the world is looking for the same thing. Everybody wants to find that one person, or just to not be judged, to just be heard and listened to, and actually really heard. So I have to say we need to do that more for each other. Jimmy, but you've got it. You really do have a way of bringing people together. It's no small thing, and I really do appreciate you. I've listened to you for a long time, and I didn't even know that you had a live chat room until like this past year. And it's no secret to some people. Like I had to start sleeping on my couch because my dog started getting sundowners when he was sick. And I had to let my husband get some sleep, and it was kind of rough. He's 15 years old. It was tough. But you know what? I got on the couch, and I'm like, put my headphones on to listen to you. And I said, holy crap, there's a live chat here. And I was watching everybody. I'm like, these people are really cool. I just never knew it. I was always working out in my garage, working on stuff out there. I refinished furniture and things like that. And I always listened to you. Had no idea that you had a live chat room. So I've just recently discovered it this past year, and just want to say to everybody that, we have our differences, but I love all of you. And, just be good to each other, and, keep listening to Jimmy. You're a good guy. You've got a lot of things going on. And Cristina, I'm telling you, you've got a great life ahead of you. You're going to do wonderful things, especially with Jimmy as your mentor. And I really enjoy listening to both of you, and thank you for everything.
Missy, well said, well done, and you rocked it right up to the commercial break. Great timing.
Awesome.
Missy, enjoy your weekend.
One last thing.
Yes, go ahead.
No pineapple on pizza. No pineapple on pizza. It's a sin. My grandmother will shoot anyone down with lightning from the heavens if they put pineapple on their pizza. It's not okay.
I'll talk to you, Missy.
I'm Italian, by the way. So.
Thank you, Missy. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Jimmy. It was nice talking to you, and I'll be listening. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Hi, everybody. Good night.
Good night. No pineapple on pizza. That's how she wanted to sign off.
And it's the best. I just want to say that Missy is such a ray of sunshine. It was so good to hear from her. Hi, Missy. I know you couldn't hear me, so I didn't say anything, but just wanted to say hi, and that we all appreciate you in this community and in Fade to Black, but also on mine as well. And you talked about a little bit before you go to break, Jimmy, about, you're right. We don't know everything. And one of my favorite quotes by Aristotle is, to know all is to know nothing. And in any field that you're in, you never want to claim that you know everything, because then you're just going to stop learning. You're going to put a cap on yourself and say, I know everything because I am the best. And that simply will never, ever be the case. You can never stop learning.
No. You are never the master of anything. So just stop that. Whoever.
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours. Here she brought up one point. I've got 30 seconds before the break about being the best person that you can be. Be kind to others. And that right there should be everybody's frame of life. And I never went through a full spirituality path thing, enlightenment, looked into myself, went and sat down with a therapist or a guru or a teacher and tried to fix myself and looked at things that happened to me. No, I bypassed all of that. And I based everything on just being a good person. That's it. I've got my flaws. I do. I've got tons of flaws. But every day I'm trying my best to be a little bit better. Right? And that's it. I've got plenty of people out there that would love to try to fix me. Right? And suggest things. I just want to be the best person that I can be. I try to be as kind to strangers as I can be. I'm cruel and inhuman to my friends, and I do that out of kindness, and I try to make them laugh about it. And I've warned all of my friends, and they know that they've heard these words from me. The day I stop being mean is the day I don't like you. Right? That's it. There's something wrong. Oh man, Jimmy's not being mean to me anymore. I screwed up. And with that, let's take a break. This is Fade to Black. I've got a wing person tonight. Running point to my left is Cristina Gomez. This is Fade to Black. We'll be right back with more of your phone calls. Stay with us.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on jimmychurchradio.com.
Why is it we're not very good with our health regimen until it's too late? We don't put oil in the car until the engine blows up. When the body's out of balance, your health is not so good. Give your body some love. Log on to wtih.com. That's wtih.com. Try our Life Change Tea, which cleanses you from harmful intruders. A clean colon is one of the ways to bring the body in balance. We also carry organic supplements to help you get where you need to go. So do your body a favor. Log on to wtih.com. That's wtih.com. You can even visit our sales page to save some dough. Does anybody call money dough anymore? Anyway, if you're looking for short, helpful health tips, go to YouTube and punch in Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. So, log on to wtih.com, shop, get balanced, then learn some cool tips at Health Matters Now. You'll be glad you did. That's wtih.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2b blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
When you're in the house for longer periods of time, you can see them flying or running across the floor. Ooh, yuck. They're unhealthy, gross, and disgusting. Bugs. I loathe bugs. We keep a clean home, but occasionally bugs show up. Well, I found something that is tougher than bugs. Orange Guard. On contact, it kills hidden bugs, including ants, roaches, and fleas. Plus, Orange Guard is a residual repellent. All of the ingredients of Orange Guard are on the FDA generally recognized as safe list. Orange Guard may be used around food, humans, and pets. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Orange Guard. Available at orangeguard.com, Whole Foods, and Ace Hardware.
Gold loves chaos, uncertainty, and disarray. History shows us what gold does when people aren't sure about the government, the stock market, their jobs, or their retirement savings. Our national debt is skyrocketing. Gold and other precious metals are a defense measure against inflation and a stock market that might take years to recover. So what can you do right now to protect yourself? Call United Gold Group. We offer gold and other precious metals delivered securely within 72 hours. Are you worried about the stock market? We can also help you set up a real gold or silver IRA or a 401k. Safe and secure. United Gold Group makes gold ownership affordable. Call now and get up to $2,500 in free gold or silver with a qualified IRA. Call 800-753-8534. That's 800-753-8534 or visit unitedgoldgroup.com.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. I just did a chop. I did a chop. Christina, I did a chop. I chopped. Man, you know, that's it. Gone. Chop. And I'm just, you know, I just glanced. I did a glance. Chop. Love it. Okay. Let's see if there's any AMA questions over here. Let's see. Let's go to Fade to Black questions. What is your top 3 UFO stories for both of you? Top 3 UFO stories. What currently in the news? Well, Christina's the journalist. I'm just some dude at a microphone. Christina, what are your top 3 UFO stories right now?
You've been doing this for quite some time, Jimmy. Every case I talk about, you're like, yeah, I've been following it since the beginning.
Well,
so it's pretty insane.
That's because I'm old. But I you know what? You know what I have here in the bunker? I've got an autographed Bible. Right here. It's right to Jimmy, your bro.
Who autographed it?
Yeah, all the disciples. Right there. Yeah. In person. It happened. I was at a conference in Galilee, and we're all hanging out. And I went up to the table. They were selling T-shirts, and I stepped up and I said, "Hey, can you guys autograph? I have the Old Testament. Hey, Jimmy, bring it up, And I went all the way down. They all signed it. I have it here. But okay, so what are your top 3 UFO stories right now?
Currently, my favorite ones are the Colores Brazil incident, the Holloman Air Force Base one as well, and the third one, I can't remember what it was called. I can't remember it. It was a while ago, but it was really funny. It's about 2 policemen that chased a flying saucer for like 100 miles.
Oh, that was I think that was in St. Louis. Was it a black triangle? That sounds like St. Louis. That is an incredible story. Multiple witnesses. If that's the same one. Okay, so I guess okay. Now, what about current events? What are your top 3 current events in UFOs right now?
Those are decently current. I guess the current ones that I think anyone would say would be the Nimitz, the Go Fast, and the Gimbal, right? Because they're relatively relevant, and there's evidence to back up those claims. So probably those 3.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. Well, you got to go. Anjali, right? That's certainly stirring the pot these days. I would say, well, I've got Jacques Vallée on the show tomorrow, but him and Paula Harris's new book, Trinity, just seemed to come out of nowhere, and that's a pretty good current event thing. But we can't ignore the UAP task force and what is going on with Congress and the Senate and Lue Elizondo. All big stuff. Now,
more to come for sure.
Yeah. Next month in November, these 2 new movies that I happen to be very fortunate and humbled to be involved with are going to premiere, and I haven't really been a part of something like this with these big launches. You know, when you had, James Fox and Phenomenon and Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, Stephen Greer's last film, and how these were a part of the UFO community and everybody talking about it. Well, these 2 films are now launching in November, and I'm going to be very interested to see everybody's reactions to these 2 films, 2 different films, 2 different types of films, and very unique. And I'm going to be very interested to see how, the media handles it, and the reaction of the UFO community. So there you go. In one of these films, I'm going to say this. This is going to launch November 11th, 11/11. And we shot the film over a year, but we did a bunch of stuff compressed into a couple of weeks, and including some of the stuff that I was shot. And so we did a bunch of things and stuff, and that's cool. I'm just the normal Jimmy. And then we get to this other location, and one of the producers on the film and the makeup artist go, "Jimmy, you used to be a rock star." I said, "Well, kind of, yeah. But can we do something with you right now?" I said, "Oh, what are you talking about? Your hair. Let's do some makeup." And I was like, I don't care. Yeah, whatever you guys want to do. So I went rock star. Yeah. Teased my hair. Did some. I did the Sophia Loren eyes with some eyeshadow.
Oh,
yeah, and some.
Are there any pictures?
You're going to see it in the film. and this is the thing. It was so funny. So we're sitting around, and you'll see it in the film. But we're sitting around and we're having this round table, and Linda Moulton Howe is sitting across from me, and we're sitting in this circle. It's myself, and I'm hosting. And Linda Moulton Howe. So it's the five of us sitting in this space. And Linda's across from me, right? And we take a break, we cut. And I'm looking at Linda, goes, I'm not getting used to this look. And it was really funny. And then after, we shot all day. And later, Linda and I was goofing around and talking. She goes, I don't know, it's kind of growing on me. And I was like, Linda, I love you. I love you. So I can't wait for the reaction of that transition. You get the normal me in this throwback. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I'm looking forward to it. Less than a month. I'll be there.
Yeah, it's. I'm telling you. It's the comments are going to be great. I can't wait. They're going to be ugly. Some are going to be cool, but it's going to be funny. So there you go. All right.
Never go wrong with being a little bit of funny.
Oh man, and it was fun. I had to have them tone it down. I mean, if we would have gone with version 1, whoo. Okay, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
Hello, Jimmy?
Yes.
Jimmy?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going? This is Chris Scarborough in Houston, Texas. How's y'all's night going?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I actually, I don't know if Cristina and Lue is still on. That was the last time I was listening to your show tonight, but I woke up and I got some ramen, so I just wanted to thank y'all for inspiring me to eat some ramen tonight.
Yeah, right on. Okay, what kind of ramen, Chris? I just have to ask.
So I get the shrimp, and then what I do is I put a little bit of garlic powder, lemon juice, and Tabasco sauce in it.
See, that right there rocks. That
I think it's good.
I remember when I was a kid and I would do the shrimp ramen. That was when it's on the shelf, right? So you've got chicken, you've got beef, right. You've got pork, and shrimp. Shrimp always gets eaten last. Right? It just does. It does. But it grows on you. It grows. Yeah. It grows on you. So there you go. Chris, what's your question tonight?
Well, my question was in regard to, I guess, all of you guys. I've seen you and Cristina interacting a lot lately, and I think, what do you guys think is in store moving forward as far as outreaching to maybe the younger generation on this topic? Because in interacting with people at the ground level, I see people who are typically millennials not being that engaged in this topic. Mm-hmm. And it seems like some of y'all's recent interactions is actually kind of growing that base a little bit. Yeah, and I don't know if that's something y'all plan or if it's by accident.
Right. And Chris, thank you for that. You won't be able to hear Christina's reaction. She can hear you, though, and she can hear the question. I'm going to answer this first before I hand this off to Cristina, which is this. I am in a very firm belief that this community is in very, very good hands. Not only with Cristina and her audience, but there's Ryan Sprague and others out there that I've really admired over the years. And the first time I heard Ryan, now, Ryan said to me the last time he was on the show, He said, I used to be the kid in the room. Now I'm the old dude. And it's really a funny way to look at it, because when I first started listening to Ryan, which was a number of years ago, 7, 8 years ago, I thought to myself, who is this kid? He's just so well spoken and really has a genuine interest in this, and he's not going to stop until he's satisfied with answers. And I'm so happy now today that I can call him friend, and I've watched him grow up. And now he is trying to attract what he thinks is the younger audience and the younger generation. But I think we're in really, really good hands moving forward. Cristina, what do you make of that?
Well, first I want to say hi to Chris, and I'm really happy you brought up noodles. I mean,
hey, how's it going?
Automatically friended.
Yeah, right.
Except for shrimp. Shrimp is like a gross flavor, but that's okay. I can look past that, as long as you like pineapple on pizza. But your question, and I'm sorry you can't hear me right now, but it's a really, really fantastic question. So the first thing I want to mention about the younger audience is, let's look at Demi Lovato's new show, Unidentified with Demi Lovato. Okay,
no.
She has a ton, millions upon millions of adoring fans that just practically bow to her feet. Okay, and the fact that she made a four-episode series, or a docu-series, what they call it, about the topic, bringing in the paranormal, bringing in UFOs, bringing in hypnotherapy, bringing in abductions, and everything in between. I think in a very short period of time, that's amazing. Even if her show only reaches 1% of people, of her audience, that's probably double, if not triple, of UFO Twitter. Okay, so she's doing a ton right now with her show, even if the UFO community simply does not agree with her show, because it's not made for us. All the things that her show is talking about were like, oh yeah, we already know about it, or like, oh, how she demonstrated it simply isn't true, blah, 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 blah. But for those that have never been exposed to the topic, I think it's a really great primer to start people on, for them to go on their own journey and to find podcasts that they like, that they can relate to. As for my channel, it's all about informing the youth. And I just learned that Gen Zers are now called Zoomers. So I'm really happy with that title. You got boomers and now you got Zoomers.
Zoomers. Okay. I'll go with that. I
dig it. So like my show's all about getting new people involved in the topic. And that's why all of the shows that we do, Jimmy, together, or the ones for Shifting the Paradigm, I believe them to be nice and basic for those that simply do not know about the topic and that want to dive into it, because there are simply so many facets. And a lot of the podcasts that we see right now, a lot of the YouTube channels that we see right now related to the UFO topic, they're definitely they're more geared towards the older audiences, or those that have been involved in the UFO community for quite some time. So you'll hear a lot of podcasters use a very specific kind of jargon that those that are not into the community don't really know what they're talking about, or like they'll briefly mention a case that maybe is not very popular and things of this nature. So for me, for my channel, I really try my best to gear it towards the younger audience. And then let's look at college. I had just mentioned, maybe 30 minutes ago, about how my college courses, a few that I'm taking, somehow, in some way, bring the UFO topic into the class out of the blue. Like they just pull it out of a cloud and they somehow make it relevant to the class. So I think in one way or another, it's very possible, and I'm not saying this is fact, but it is incredibly possible that those that are in charge of colleges or that are in charge of schools might be slowly drip feeding information about this topic, so that if disclosure does happen, if something instantly shifts our paradigm, the younger generation will be okay with it. Plus, you have a lot of TV shows, you have a lot of movies, and for Gen Zers that grew up with the internet, that grew up with practically Netflix, I don't know when it came out, and YouTube as well. You're getting all of this data just filling your brain really, really quickly. There's a lot of sci-fi movies that are related to the alien topic that are very popular that probably all kids know about. Then you even have cartoons like Invader Zim from the early 2000s, which is a awesome cartoon, by the way.
I love
I
Invader
really enjoyed
Zim.
it.
I love Invader Zim. And Demi Lovato has 117 million followers on Instagram. Just on Instagram. 117 million followers. And this goes
17 million on YouTube, and that's just unbelievable numbers that we simply can't imagine here in this community.
Yeah, we can't, and which goes right back to Chris's point, and the one that I am definitely enjoying is that we're in good hands as long as this communication is going out there with the younger generation like this. 117 million. Right, and that's a big sphere of not only influence, but communication, and I really appreciate that from anybody. And this this communication tool, which is social media and followers, is something that the younger generations know about. They establish their relationships there. Their world is there. Their friends are there. And they embrace it and understand it. And it's in their DNA. It's something that the older, I'm going to say it, like people around my age don't fully comprehend how this is now a part of a culture. This is it. And well, when we were growing up, we came indoors when the street lights turned on. It ain't that kind of party anymore. It's simply not that world, and I'm okay with it. I enjoy social media. I do in my little slice of the world of social media. I've got whatever. If I add up all of the followers that I have across all the platforms, I probably got 200,000, 250,000, and I'm thinking about 117 million on just one channel. But I'm doing the best that I can with that communication tool, and there you go. But I am fully cool with where we are today. Chris, thank you for the phone call, man. Enjoy your night.
You're welcome. You guys take it easy, all right?
Yeah. Thank you so much. And that was Chris from Texas. But when I go, and I know I've said this many, many, many times on this show, but when I go to a conference and I see the young faces out there, and I've seen it change a little bit, but as long as I've been going to conferences, which is 7-8 years now as a presenter, that the rumors about conferences are wrong. The rumors that this is an old person's thing, this is a gray-haired, blue-haired situation. No, I go to conferences today and I look around and see the young faces and those that come up to me and ask me questions that are, 20, 19, 18 years old, 21 years old, 22 years old, that understand this subject. They're obviously studying the subject and they know what's going on, and their questions and the way that they deal with things are completely valid. And I do nothing but smile, Christina. I'm very cool with it. You guys have it going on. You really do.
It's definitely considered a cool topic now. Yes, people still need to get on the bandwagon of getting informed about the topic, but for those that do talk about it from the Gen Z community, I guess you would want to call it, or Gen Z group, it's slowly being considered something cool to talk about. And if we can just kind of dive back in our memories of what it was like in middle school or in high school, and I bet for a lot of us it was probably not the best. Mm-hmm. But if you can just kind of go back to the best of your ability, you'll kind of remember when in high school with your friend groups or with other groups that you wanted to join their niche, you did not talk about things that weren't considered cool. You did not want to get bullied. You did not want to be pushed around. I'm talking about maybe things that are quote unquote nerdy. For example, anime was really nerdy in the early 2000s, and now it's like the coolest thing ever. If you're part of the anime group, you're like totally hip. Well, the same thing goes for this. 10, 20 years ago, you did not want to be a kook and talk about the UFO topic. But now it is definitely considered cool. Now, UFO conferences are looking more and more like Comic-Con events with young people these days for sure. And Comic-Con is something that is blowing up with the younger kids. I remember when I used to read comics and used to read anime back in my high school years when I had very, very few friends. I always wanted to go to a Comic-Con conference, but never got around to it. But what I'm trying to get at is a lot of my friends went, well, not friends, people that I knew, acquaintances, and pictures that I saw, it was kids from middle school, kids from high school, kids from their freshman or sophomore year in college. And then you have TV sci-fi doing a lot to bring in a younger audience and the curious audience as well, having their own conferences, right? Having people dress up like in all the Star Trek conferences. They go in costume and they're really excited to see like-minded people. And now we have the movie Dune and the TV show Foundation. And, you know, then we have the 6th season of The Expanse coming up. And kids are looking at the future as a space travel future. Minds are opening and they are excited for this topic. They are just absorbing it. Maybe not the whole history behind UFOs or crash retrievals, but just the fact of traveling outside of Earth into space,
right?
Possibly cultivating Mars. All of these things, kids are just getting used to it. They're being exposed from it. But aside from the UFO topic, space is really being seen as a new frontier, the final frontier in a very realistic way. And it seems as an advantage, it seems like an adventure ready to be taken. And I'm looking forward to it.
Now, you just mentioned Foundation and now The Expanse, which I can't believe, man. I cannot wait for this season 6. It's killing me. Dune, we still have to wait, 3 days before that's streaming. Very excited about that. But Foundation is blowing my mind. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. When the first episode came out, this was my take. I'm serious. I need to watch this like 5 times. There's too much going on here. And I like that. It's very complex. The storyline, the script, the characters, jumping back and forth in the timeline, right? But what an amazing series. Shot so well. The characters.
Yeah, the videography is fantastic. The costumes are amazing. I mean, it's a high budget TV show because everything is just spot on. I did not see one flaw in the episodes I've seen.
Yeah.
The videography.
I'm still trying to figure out where it's going and what the Foundation is. And how about the cloning of the Empire, right? Off the hook, huh?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yes.
Day, dusk, and dawn.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So good.
So we've got some things that are happening in Foundation that are coming together because there's like 5 or 6 outlying storylines that are about to clash head on, and I can't wait for it. And you know what? I didn't read the books, so I don't know, which is really cool. I have no idea if it's accurate or not, but I can see there is something dramatic is going to take off, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't. All right, let's take our break right here. I've got a wing person tonight. That wing person is Cristina Gomez. You having fun?
Absolutely. Are you having fun?
I'm having so much fun. I got a lot of calls on hold, and we're going to get to all of them when we come back after this short break. Very cool show tonight. I want to thank Lue Elizondo for the surprise phone call and going on the air earlier to talk about ramen noodles, chocolate, and coffee. All right, I'll be right back. This is Fade to Black. Stay with us.
Hey, what up, Josh? girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at jimmychurchradio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2b blend for 15% off of your order today.
This is Billy Carson with ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Forbidden Knowledge TV has just reached its 1-year anniversary. That's right, 1 year. And as a show of appreciation, we are giving all new subscribers a free 30-day trial of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's 30 days to binge watch thousands of movies, documentaries, conferences, workshops, lectures, yoga classes, meditation courses, and so much more. So log on to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv from your computer or mobile device, or get the Forbidden Knowledge TV app on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon, iTunes, or Google Play today, and use coupon code 30daysfree. That's coupon code 30 days free on ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way.
This is KJCR at jimmychurchradio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. What a great show tonight. I want to thank everybody that called in, and I've got a lot of calls on hold, Christina. Let's bang these phones. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, let's see who is up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy and Christina, it's Carrie in Palm Springs. How are you guys?
Hey, Carrie, how are you? And Christina's laughing. You won't be able to hear Christina. I know. Christina, say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Did you get that, Carrie?
No, I couldn't hear her.
Okay. All right. I've got something going on with that, but she can hear you. So there you go. All right. Carrie, what's on your mind? Great to hear your voice.
Great to hear yours and Christina's. I just want to tell Christina I love her show, and I'm just so grateful she's part of our community. I think she's an absolute sweetheart and brings such a genuine, pragmatic viewpoint to the subject. And she's just so refreshing. And when you're on her show and I catch some of those, it's just a joy. And I just think it's fabulous. And she's on the show tonight. And Lou called in, so you're having a awesome show, and I just love it. But and I love the noodle discussions too. I'm a huge Top Ramen, saved my life through college, and also my neighbor down 5 doors down in my apartment complex. We still make our own special noodle dish when we get together, because when we were college kids, we were just one night, I'm like, what do you have to eat? She's like, I don't know, what do you have to eat? And I had these shell-shaped pasta noodles, and she had a can of stewed tomatoes, and I'm like, I think we can make something with that. So she came over, and we made this dish of noodles and stewed tomatoes, and we called it ta-noodles, short for tomato and noodles. And so to this day, we still make that dish whenever we're together, and we're like, let's have ta-noodles, old time's sake. And I think we had a can of pears, and so we always have jar or canned pears with our noodles, and it's our thing.
Nothing wrong with that. And at least you had stewed tomatoes. See, I just had I had McDonald's ketchup packets. That was my tomato sauce when it came to noodles. But that's okay. You should see Christina's face when I said that. Casper Parks tweeted out, I add tuna fish to my ramen noodles.
Ooh.
Yeah. Maybe if you had some mayonnaise packets and then add that to the I know. Hey, look, when you're hungry, that's all right, man. You just do your thing, and I've done it so many times where it didn't matter if it was edible. It went in with the ramen noodles, and I was thankful. Thankful.
I've been there before myself. Yes.
Yep, absolutely. Carrie, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you right here. No, wait a minute. I keep thinking it's Thursday night.
I didn't get a question in.
Oh, yeah. What's your question?
My question is actually for Cristina. So how did Cristina first get involved in this community? Did she have a sighting or an experience, or what was her catalyst to becoming part of the UFO community?
Okay, well, you're going to have to, I'm going to hang up, and you're going to have to listen off the air so you can hear her answer. Fair enough?
That's fair.
All right. Fair. Carrie.
I'm glad you gave your screener a night off and Cristina could sit in. This is much better.
Yeah, so cool. So cool. We'll see you tomorrow night with Jacques. Now, I'll go ahead and hang up, and you can listen to Christina's answer.
Jimmy. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Awesome. Totally awesome right there. And Cristina, how did you get the start in this community?
First, I want to say hello, Carrie from Palm Springs. I love hearing you call every Thursday. It's so awesome. You're such a little happy, little upbeat, another ray of sunshine like Missy C. So it is so good to hear from you. And I like anyone that brings up ramen. Seriously, anyone. I am always very, very happy. Now, you asked how I got into this topic, and pretty much I'll give you a really, really, really short version of it. My dad got me into it. He was a huge Twilight Zone fan. I still watch it to this day on reruns in black and white. Would not change it for the world. And then a few years ago, I did have a UFO experience that I briefly talked about on Fade to Black, but then went a lot more in-depth just recently on the Singularity Lab with Michael Mataluni for the very first time. Because I remember talking to Jimmy about it. I really did not want to go into it. And he's really pooling the information now because he's really good at that.
Right.
But that's how I got into it. It was my dad. And then I originally first I used to make ASMR music to help with my insomnia. And then I ended up later on doing UFO video analysis for about a good 6 months to a year. And then I wanted to get really serious into the topic. And I didn't see anyone in the UFO community that I could really relate to that was either young or female or even Latin American. So I thought, okay, I guess I'm just going to throw myself to the wolves and just go for it. And because I know people are having the same questions I am that are so new to the topic and don't really know where to look because, like I had said earlier, a lot of podcasts that have been doing this for years don't really start off with the basics. They just dive in from like 10 years after doing this subject, and you're someone that's new, it's really hard to catch up on it. You don't really understand what's going on. So I wanted to really make a live cast geared for those that are truly jumping in, because like Jimmy knows, and for everyone that watches Mysteries with a History, I learn with you guys. I spend a whole day, or if not 24 hours, doing the research because I simply do not know about the topic until the research is done, or until Jimmy adds his spice to the stories. So that's how I got into it, and I don't think I'll be doing anything else for a really long period of time. I love being a part of this community and learning every single day. There's never a dull moment.
Thank you for that, Carrie. That was a really great question, and it's really funny how much influence our parents actually have on us. And in most cases, we're in denial. Like we think that we're out there discovering everything, right? That it's all about us. And no. And so for you at such a young age to appreciate right away that it was your parents and this wasn't something that you went out and planted a flag on. I wanted to make one comment though about what you just said, and it's true. Most hosts that do this kind of thing, and I know because sometimes I'm guilty of this, they just assume that all of their listeners know everything that they're talking about, and they go straight in deep from the beginning. You can't do that. And what I have always tried to do here on Fade to Black, and I don't always pull it off, but I try to, I have 2.5 hours with a guest. I try to, in that first segment, to start with the basics. What is it that we're talking about? Let's start there, because this audience is just too big, where most of the audience knows what's going on. A lot of them do. A lot of them don't. There is a big chunk of people out there that have never heard of Bob Lazar, that have heard Roswell, but they don't know this. And if you're going to go and jump into something, sometimes you just need to do a little refresher course. Let's go back to UFO 101. Start there. What is it that we're talking about and why? And then start to go deep. But you just can't, there's a 12-foot end of the pool and it's marked for a reason. Right? You start at 2 feet. You start at the 3 feet and wade in, and then eventually get down to the part where you need to learn and know how to swim. Right? And that's really the case. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
I'm fine. My name's Sherry. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good, Sherry. What's on your mind? Say hi to Christina.
Hi, Christina.
What's on your mind, Sherry?
I know I can't hear.
Yeah, that's
okay. So, just what you were just saying actually told me I guess I better, I'll try to jump in about maybe 6 feet in.
Okay.
Okay. So we all know about like neurotechnology, and I'm talking about like we're going to go with the alien thing, and I'll say like Stephen Greer. I don't know if anyone knows about the Sandia aliens, but if you look into like the Sandia, there's Neuralink stuff and CGI stuff and Sony, and okay, so I'm prefacing with that. And now I'm going to go on with what I want to say. I just need to get it out of my system, basically. This has to do with the Mandela effect. For me, the 1980s band Warrant, the name changed from being spelled Warrent to ANT at the end, which is really interesting. But what I really want to point out is, if it's possible that we live in a simulated reality that's like coded, like maybe some big events that happen and stuff are like helping to lock in certain timelines. And here we go. So Jamie Lane from Warrant died on 8/11/11 in room 118. He was 47 years old, which was an 11 also. I was going to go stay there on that date. Looked up the hotel. This Comfort Inn's name has been changed to the 818 Ascend Hotel. Janie Lane was found with a note in his pocket that said, "I am Janie Lane." However, if you research deeply, he was born John Kennedy Oswald.
What?
Interestingly,
No,
yes.
Sherry. No. You know, I knew I knew Janie pretty well, and
I knew him a little bit.
yeah, I knew him pretty well, and but I didn't know about this John Kennedy Oswald on his birth certificate.
Right now,
what?
Let me just fill in this. Let me fill this in and tell you. Okay, I'm a little bit psychic. I'm one of these people that I'm like, okay, is it me being psychic or someone putting something in my head? I'm cautious and I'm brave because I've been through a lot. I could do a 6-hour show with you and just go nonstop. But here's my point. So I had a message from Janie, and he said the victim was the killer was the victim. That was before I found out his name. But here we go. So that Comfort Inn changed to the 818 Ascend Hotel. They found the note in his pocket. Okay, he had a post-mortem CD come out called Catch a Falling Star, where he's got his finger pointed to his own head like a gun. And he also has an unreleased post-mortem album titled Jabberwocky.
Mm-hmm.
In Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland books, Alice could only read the book with the with a mirror. There was a lot of nonsensical words, and one is bandersnatch. Okay, the definition of this word, if you look online, is a bandersnatch is a monster that hunts, stalks, and kills the leader of a group. Interestingly, he was in a band. I just believe there was a spirit attached to him, and it was maybe a sacrificial thing to help the band do better now or something, to cause him to have these alcohol problems. You know, they call alcohol spirits. Okay, here's the thing. I took the Jabberwocky music. I reversed the first one, and I can email this to you. What's interesting is it ended up being number 74 on my recordings, on my thing randomly. I just noticed this, which is 11. The clip I cut accidentally is 1 minute. Is like 18 seconds long. And it was on July 18th that I had did it. But anyway, backwards he says, "I have respect for those with eyes to see, and I knew you'd help me." And that's why I came on here tonight, just because I wanted to tell some of the stuff that here. So here we go. I'm almost done. I don't want to take up too much time. But I've also had communication. I'm a rock and roll girl at heart, okay? But I've had tons of communication from Michael Jackson, which is very unexpected because that's not somebody that I would expect to come in my reality. It'd be like Steve Clark and Def Leppard or something because, that's my kind of people. But Janie Lane's memorial was on Michael Jackson's birthday, 8/29, and the 2 and the 9 also is 11. So there's another 8/11. And I think that this had something to do with like anchoring in a timeline that the JFK assassination was connected to, almost like they were kind of like doing it again. And I know I sound really crazy, but in the movie yesterday, when I watched the movie, I am not paranoid anymore. The Beatles were missing from reality when the guy wakes up from a coma, okay? And the Beatles released their first album the day JFK was assassinated. I don't know if it was a distraction thing or what, but also Michael Jackson, Sony wanted their little catalog back. It had all the Beatles stuff. So out comes yesterday, the movie. Here's the point. There's a picture in the movie. If you pause it and look at it, it just changed me from Janie in my head. There is a factory silhouetted in the back. When I would listen to that song Heaven years ago, I had a weird feeling when I would hear, "See the factory that I work." I can't sing. Silhouetted in the back. It said, "Memories are gray, but man, they're really coming back." And there's all these Mandela effect things going on. And, you know, I'm deep into that. I went to the first Mandela Effect conference in 2019 in Idaho. Wait, was it in Idaho? Wherever it was. I travel a lot. But I'm telling you that there is something to his death. There is more than meets the eye. And I guess that's really all I wanted to
Sherry,
say. And I appreciate anyone that listens.
Yeah, and thank you for that, Sherry. And that was really cool. And thank you for that. And I'm going to say this, and enjoy your night. We'll see you tomorrow here with Jacques Vallée. Thank you so much. The thing about Janie Lane, and this is going to sound strange, but it's just true. I got a message from somebody. It doesn't matter at this point. And the message was, Jimmy, you got to call Janie. Janie wants to talk to you. And I said, okay. So I put a yellow Post-it note on the dashboard of my car. And it was, Jimmy, don't forget to call Janie, and with this phone number. And I left it there for about 2 weeks, and I never called him. And then he died. And now the point is, with all of that, is I didn't, and I was affected by that for a long time, and I left that Post-it on my dashboard of my car for like 6 months, and just to remind myself not to do that ever again, and it was just like the weirdest thing, and I hadn't talked to Janie at that point for a number of years, 10 years, and it was right there, and I didn't call. I've told the story before. But I'm not sure if Cristina, you even know who we're talking about. But it's a band from Hollywood called Warrant that got really big, #1 in the 1980s. But Janie, and by the way, Kaz posted, his name was John Kennedy Oswald, born February 1st, 1964. The first time that I saw Janie sing, I've said it many times, I said to myself, this guy's got it. It's a gift from God. His vocals, his melody, his delivery, his stage presence, all of that. Great smile, fun to hang out with. Oh, man. And I just knew that this was somebody in the entire band that was going to do great things. And they did. And I saw them their first show together, and then I just watched them take off and rule the world there. And for about 4 or 5 years, they were the #1 band in the world, and it was great. And I was really crushed when he died and how he died and everything else, which was right here in the Valley. So with that, let me Cristina, stay right there. Like I said, you probably have no idea who we're talking about because this is the 80s. 1985, I think 86 was the first time I saw Janie Lane. Okay, I've got time for one more phone call. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, guys, it's Rod from Chicago. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's on your mind?
Hey, you had a caller that called before about the Galactic Federation.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I'm a member. Let me give you a rundown of how it works. Okay, it is a multidimensional place where souls that are actually incarnated in physical, lower dimensional levels meet, discuss about whatever snafu issues that's going on between planets and stars and solar systems. And basically, we've got the Galactic Federations here. In another side of the galaxy, it's going to be something different. And pretty much anybody can get a tour of the Galactic Federation. You got to ask for it, and then forget that you asked for it. Just forget it, and you'll get a reply back. You don't do that, do it that sequence, you're not going to get anything.
What's the sequence?
Ask for a tour of the Galactic Federation and forget about it. You just got to totally erase your mind that you asked, and then later on you'll get a reply back.
Okay, Christina's doing it right now. You should see what she's doing.
And it may take an hour, could be a couple of days, could be a month or two.
We're gonna do it.
And it's
I'll do it.
You try it.
Okay.
Give it a shot. And here's the thing: is it's gonna come in within. It could be in a dream state. Could be in 3D reality. They have to line up the frequencies to where you can actually receive it.
Okay.
It's got to be perfectly lined. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And enjoy your night. And
here's the thing: is you got to run.
Yeah. Well, we're at the end of the show. I got to get to credits. But
okay. Well,
this is what I want you to do. Tune in to Cristina and I next Tuesday on her show, and we'll tell you how cool our tour guide was.
You may get something between now and then. Usually take a couple of weeks.
I'll talk to you.
Give it a shot.
Have a great night.
All right. Bye.
And Rod from Chicago, Cristina. I'm watching Cristina. She's zenning out right now, asking for the tour. He didn't say burn sage.
Don't throw him under the bus like that, Jimmy.
Oh, Cristina, that was good though. That was. I should have. Hold on for a second. Hold on, Cristina. Cristina, do me a favor, please, for all that is holy in the universe. Do that again.
Like my socks?
Yeah, do that again. Come on, ask for the tour.
Okay. That was interesting. I mean, I don't really know what to think about that. Honestly, I'd really try to tend to stick to the facts, to research that I can get my hands on. Like, I mean, established cases and concepts, but this kind of thing, it's definitely out of my experience zone. And I will keep an open mind on it. But like right now, I need to stay focused on things that have more material that I can get my hands on.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, and in this world that we find ourselves in, when you least expect it, Cristina, I'm serious too. I'm serious. I'm going to get that text from Cristina. Dude, I took the tour.
Well, it sounds a little bit like a topic that we did talk about, astral projection.
Yes.
And but before he left, I wanted to ask him, is it in the physical body or the astral body? But I didn't have the chance.
Well, we're going to find out. I wrote it down, ask for tour, and very interesting.
Then he better burn that sheet of paper and forget about it.
Yeah, right. I know, right? Oh, man. So what do we are we going to do on Tuesday? We're going to do part 2 of Crash Retrievals. Is it Crash Retrieval Week, or is it going to be over and we're on to something else on Tuesday?
We'll be on to something else on Tuesday, but I don't know yet.
Wow, look, I've got a flickering light in the background. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, can everybody see that? I just saw it somewhere flashing. And I'm seeing it here with you, Cristina.
Like strobe lights. You ready to have a party?
Yeah, it's.
Should I bring the snacks? I'll bring the ramen.
I have a pin.
Pineapple pizza.
Yeah, I have a pin spot up there, and I guess I have squirrels in the attic chewing through cables. Cristina, enjoy your night. Thank you so much. You're a trooper. Now go and get your homework done. And thank you so much. What a great night. Perfect night of the show. Now I'm going to post this picture on Twitter. Everybody's wondering. Cristina, thank you so much. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. What a great night on the show. I know that Anjali canceled right before showtime tonight. But the show must go on. And we did. I want to thank Cristina Gomez. I want to thank Lue Elizondo for coming in earlier. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and this broadcast owned and copyrighted 2021 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. All right, everybody stay right there because tomorrow night, Jacques Vallée joins us. Thursday night is Linda Moulton Howe. Until then, I want everybody to be safe. It's time to fade to black.